Hey, Blue Table fans, good Monday morning. Just putting up a quick vid today, and I get emails from people wanting advice on what army to pick, and they're new to the hobby. Some are even picking like what game to play. So this is from a gentleman by the name of Kalle, something like that, Kalle. So it says, hello guys, I'm new to Warhammer and want to start it now. What I already know is, on the one hand, I love spears, bows, and Middle-earth scenarios, and on the other hand, I hate tanks, futuristic vehicles, fantasy. So settle on fantasy. Lizardmen, Beastmen, and Bretonia are out of the question. Coming from games like chess, I tend to more tactical races. What is then point where I need your game experience? That is, anyway. I know due to the system Warhammer can never be like chess, but that is okay. Please comment. Anyway, I have some questions and would appreciate to hear your opinion. Number one, which races, top 3, are the most tactical ones? So you YouTube viewers, please, and show your work. Which 3 are the most tactical ones? And then the next one is, hold on, and remember, Lizardmen, Beastmen, and Bretonia are out of the question. I'm going to say Wood Elves. Wood Elves would be the greatest challenge. They're the most maneuverable. And yeah, so Wood Elves could be one of those. Is it possible to compensate the higher luck factor of orcs and goblins and Skaven without sacrificing the strength of those races too much? Meaning, how do you make an orc army or a Skaven army where, there's not so much randomness involved in them? And then from a which race looks great perspective, I kind of like orcs and goblins due to the diversity of the models they could use. I'm just afraid they don't match my play style because I like to have as much control as possible. Other races that could use such diverse models. Would be great if you give me some thoughts about the mentioned points, which I will right now. Okay, so let's talk about, what we're looking for is we're looking for an army that has control, that's reliable, that also has a great deal of tactical flexibility. And I can say with confidence that is going to narrow it down. First off, consider undead and demons. Those both have strong points in the psychology department, meaning they don't run away, they just crumble. So if you have a unit of 50 skeletons, you know for a fact, no matter how much of a beating they take, they are not going to run away the first round of combat because your opponent is not going to do 50 wounds. So there's that. So that's Vampire Counts and Tomb Kings. However, I found Vampire Counts definitely has, it's almost like a very methodical plotting army that doesn't, they don't zip around the board and do all these amazing things. They have really good synergy, and but for the most part, you just have to construct it well and then rely on their innate abilities to win the day rather than your tactics. So then you could go demons. Demons have a lot of cool models. They have that same thing where they have that same thing where they won't run away. They don't have a lot of randomness. Well, I don't know. They introduced a lot of randomness in the recent edition. So I'm going to say that about them. Skaven, I believe Skaven are very much a very reliable army. And I would say that if you're looking for a strong army that has good tactics, awesome models, and also is very reliable on the battlefield, Skaven I think is a good bet because of their leadership rules. The strength in numbers rule makes them not run away. They perform very well. They have plenty of units that can operate independently and have interesting special rules. And they also, they've got a lot of different things that you can do with the list, that you can bring different combinations that are very strong. So I'm going to rank Skaven in the top 3. Let's go through them. Empire is definitely a synergy army. A lot of different models out for those that are really good looking, and but they are human and they do run. and so that might not be what you're looking for. Dwarfs are one of the older books, and their models are a bit dated, but they're very strong, and but the dwarfs have something that other races don't right now, which is they have lots and lots of magic items. They have the runes, which means you can change up your army without actually having to buy new models. And you can change it up quite a bit. You can make your war machines all have flaming. You can, you can change up. One general could have like 50 different types of combinations of weapons and banners and whatnot. So the runes make the dwarfs really, really interesting, and they don't break, but they don't exactly zip around the board. So, that might not be what you're looking for. Okay, then you've got high elves, dark elves, wood elves. I already put wood elves on there. If you're up for a challenge and you want something where if you win, it's because you did some fancy footwork, the wood elves are definitely for you. And high elves have a new book, and they're very strong, awesome models, very high leadership. That may very well be the army that you're looking for. So I'm going to indulge myself and make a top 4 and say high elves are going to make it. So you got Skaven, high elves, and wood elves. Dark elves are a bit dated, models a bit dated, but they still have a lot of strong stuff going for them, and for the same reason as the high elves, be a very fun and diverse army to play, and that's that tactical element that you're looking for. You're looking for an army that can deal with a lot of threats, present a lot of threats, and is fun. That, you're never at a point where, well, guess I just kind of got outmaneuvered and that's game. No, it is, there's always something that you could pull off with armies that can zip around and hit hard where you need them to hit hard. Warriors of Chaos is a little plodding, but they do have a new book and some cool new figures. I talked about demons, beastmen were on the no list. Orcs and goblins, based on what you're writing, that is not the army for you. You have to let go and just have fun with orcs and goblins, because you can roll 2 1s and have 2 units just sitting there doing nothing. So they really are a crapshoot, possibly the most unreliable army. Talked about Tomb Kings and Vampire Counts. My number 4 is now Lizardmen, because Lizardmen have high leadership, they have cool new figures, they got a new book, but they do have, their basic troops do get Predatory Fighter, which means they have to overrun. And right now that's kind of a sticking point for people, because you lose some tactical flexibility there. It's almost like the old Frenzy rules, where, if you just put a little unit in front of them and then they hit the unit, well, normally you just eat up that little unit and then just reform, right? Well, Lizardmen can't do that. They have to just charge right on after. But you can get rid of that by, of course, having skink characters, and so that's obviously the solution there. So I think Lizardmen could be your thing. There's a lot of synergy to them. I did not mention Ogre Kingdoms. I don't think Ogre Kingdoms really fits what it is that you seem to be looking for. So you want a race that is tactical, that looks great, and does not have a lot of luck to it, does not have a lot of randomness. So control, tactics, and looking good. I think I mentioned the top 4, which were high elves, wood elves, lizardmen, and did I say dwarfs? Those are dwarfs. High elves, wood elves, yeah, lizardmen, and whatever else I said. All right, folks, thanks for tuning in. I hope you're having a great Monday, and remember, you should be happening to your day, not your day happening to you. Thanks for tuning in.